Hey guys, today's video is about...
No, it's gonna be about freelance and how we transition in the pandemic.
I thought we were talking about the comparison between a caramel and an iced coffee.
Welcome back guys to the vlog. My name is Victor and her name is Sam. Together we cover things like freelancing, photography tips, and just life in general in Hong Kong. Today's video will be about freelancing during the pandemic and how we transitioned our workflow and changed some of our habits.
A few days ago I did a Ask Me Anything, and one of the more popular topics was on how we pivoted our freelance careers in 2020 during the pandemic and what we have been doing, I guess, to be financially stable. So there were questions like, how are you and Victor able to get by with lack of projects due to COVID? What freelance work are you doing now? How has COVID changed your work? And lastly, how has the pandemic affected you guys financially or in terms of work and projects? So let's get into it.
So an overall trend that we've been seeing this past year is that a lot of these brands are also pivoting this whole traveling theme. Instead of traveling abroad to different cities around the world, they're promoting how do you travel within your own city. So if you're like a coffee traveler or coffee shop hopper, you could travel to different coffee shops in the city. And as for travel photographers, we've seen a big trend of people like me trying to promote their own city, trying to discover their own city and find these hidden gems that a lot of brands have been highlighting a lot in their campaigns. So if you're new here and you're wondering what we do for a living, we are photographers based in Hong Kong, and our main income is selling images to brands that they use on their platforms or sponsor content on Instagram on our own platforms.
So both Victor and I have always identified ourselves as content creators and photographers, not as solely travel influencers. We've always thought that if you only create content when you're traveling, it is not a very sustainable job in the long term. So over the past few years, you'll see we've always been promoting local travel within our city, which is Hong Kong. So our first income stream is what we call white label content. Essentially that means tailored stock photos for a variety of brands to use on their channels. So we've worked with luxury hotels, malls, airlines to create content for them to use. But because we can't travel, we've been focusing a lot of local projects.
So before, a lot of my clients were international clients that were either from Europe or from North America, like Google or Samsung, that were not based in Hong Kong at all, but they wanted images of Hong Kong or just around the world. For her, it was mostly local clients, but then this year it pivoted more towards just clients that are based in Hong Kong. So I've done this thing with a local gin brand called Two Moons, where we produced a video for them, and we both spent a full day shooting just how the process of gin was made and created from their own distillery in Taiwan.
So another brand that we create content for this past year is Loveramics. We also manage their Instagram channels. They are a Hong Kong-based ceramics brand. You might actually know them because they are famous for their coffee cups in a variety of colors, and a lot of cafes stock them. So because a lot of people are not able to go to their favorite coffee shops because of the pandemic, so that was a really fun project because we got to kind of rebrand their Instagram in the way that we saw it. So we did a lot of tone on tone, and we did a lot of, ceramic cup stacking, and really curated their channel to add that pop of color that we love to see in our own channels. And lastly, we also worked with Benefit Cosmetics here in Hong Kong. We did a really fun project with a famous YouTuber, as you might know her. Her name is Taylor, and we were the ones kind of orchestrating and producing the whole
direction,
photo content.
Yeah.
All the photo content that you got to see for that campaign.
Yeah.
It was basically about California and the lipsticks that she used in different parts of Hong Kong, and we were trying to translate California in the Hong Kong setting.
So number 2 is sponsored content on either our own platforms on Instagram. So the shift from last year to this year was that a lot of these brands were international, and they were commissioning us to either fly somewhere else around the world to promote their products or promote their experiences. But this year has been very local because a lot of Hong Kong clients would hire us just to travel within the city. But surprisingly, brands like Hogan had wanting to promote their shoes, but in our own city. And so their campaign was based off of Hogan Journey, which they wanted different various iconic Hong Kong scenery, and then how we would travel with their shoes, and we shoot different images based off of their creative brief.
And another job we did at the end of last year was we worked with Hong Kong Tourism Board to promote Hong Kong for the Christmas time. So we created a series of Instagram images for them to use on their channels to promote various spots of Hong Kong where they were all lit up in Christmas lights. And if you didn't already know, we also own a small print shop called the APT Studios, which we started a couple of years ago when Victor got a lot of requests for custom prints, and we thought we would just start this small online shop.
Yeah.
And we never really promoted it that much before because we were always traveling abroad, so we didn't have the time to process all the orders ourselves, because in fact it's just me and Victor who just run this shop ourselves, and we didn't want to get an order and be like away for a month and then have to come back and fulfill an order. Yeah. So this past year, since we have been at home, we've been working a lot in the print studio as well. As you guys know, we are also renovating, so I have a feeling that everyone who used to go to the office is now working from home, and they want different ways to, spruce up their space and finally stop procrastinating on putting wall art on their blank walls. So that's why we've been trying to really also step up our packaging game. We've been making custom stickers, postcards for all our prints, so that when you get it, the packaging also feels nice to touch and receive.
This year we have a pretty random, exciting project with a local Tahan where Sam took a photo of their egg tarts, and then the owner of the restaurant actually saw it, and his daughter follows her on Instagram, and he actually wanted a few prints to be displayed all around the restaurant itself. And on top of that, we have our newest product of the print shop, which is this taxi light, and this is a exact taxi light that you see on top of every Hong Kong taxi in the city. And this is how it works. So you turn it on, and it has 3 different colors, and also a dimmer. So this is a really nice souvenir if you want a piece of Hong Kong in your home.
And lastly, for 2020 to 2021, our focus was really not on financial. It was more on health, safety, and just plain creativity. As you guys know, I already do shoot a lot of stuff within Hong Kong, so all this local travel content is not new to my channel, but this year I wanted to really push more on taking it even closer to home, like literally Sam is home, and do all my content within the 4 walls of my house. Because I know not everyone can even go outside their homes because of lockdown, so I wanted to create some fun projects that people can also do, or just spark a little joy and fun or laughter through TikTok videos. So from learning and teaching you guys how to make embroidery for the Nike swoosh, to things like doing the Chanel cookies on a Christmas tree, to, what else did I do?
Cake with the glass.
To floral ice cubes, to cake with the glass, to making a cloud cake. I just wanted to find ideas and activities that you can also do in your house without having to go outside.
For me, I've been trying to push myself to discover my own city again and to travel further away from what I'm used to, and just kind of discover these hidden gems around Hong Kong. I've been trying to shoot a lot of coffee content, so we learned how to make latte art. I was trying to do a picture that I had in mind for a long time, how to create gradients of different coffee cups, but each one had a different shade of coffee in it. And then that was fun because it also turned into a print on a print shop, and now it is displayed in a restaurant that also has coffee.
And who helped you on that one?
My wife.
So how about you guys? How has the pandemic changed your careers? Has it really made you reevaluate all your career goals, even your priorities in life? We would love to know in the comments below.
As always, thank you guys for watching this vlog. If you liked it, subscribe to us, give it a thumbs up in this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.